Welcome back to Apex Military Tech, the channel that goes deeper into the world's most advanced weapons, aircraft, and defense technology. If you are new here, this is where military history meets cutting-edge science. Hit that subscribe button and join over military tech enthusiasts who never miss a breakdown. Today, we're going inside one of the most debated, most feared, and most expensive aircraft ever built. This is Apex Military Tech, and this is the F-35 Lightning II. Hidden in the darkest skies, invisible to radar, slicing through the air faster than the speed of sound. If you can see it, it is already too late. Fifth-generation stealth, artificial intelligence, unmatched firepower, a single aircraft designed to dominate land, sea, and sky simultaneously. This is the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. Today, we go inside the most controversial, most capable, and most expensive weapons program in human history. The 1990s, the Cold War is over, but the world remains dangerous. The United States Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps each operated aging fighter fleets that were rapidly becoming obsolete. Replacing them separately would cost a fortune. Inside the Pentagon, a radical idea was born. What if one aircraft could replace all three? The Joint Strike Fighter program was launched. In 1996, Boeing and Lockheed Martin entered one of the most consequential defense competitions in history. Billions of dollars, decades of air power on the line. In 2001, Lockheed Martin wins. Contract value, over $200 billion. Built on the X-35 demonstrator, the F-35 would be designed in three distinct variants, for three completely different combat roles. But nobody in that boardroom could have imagined what was coming. This program would grow into the most expensive defense acquisition in human history, ultimately topping $1.7 trillion in lifetime costs. The F-35 was born, and the arguments began immediately. The F-35's greatest defense is not armor, it is invisibility. Radar cross-section, RCS, measures how visible an aircraft appears to radar. The larger the number, the easier the target. A B-52 bomber, approximately 100 square meters. An F-16 fighter jet, approximately 5 square meters. The F-35, approximately 0.001 square meters, equivalent to a small bird. So how does it disappear? First, shape design. Every surface of the F-35 is precisely angled to deflect radar waves away from the source rather than reflecting them back. Second, radar-absorbent material. The entire airframe is coated with special composite materials and paint that absorb radar energy rather than bouncing it back. Third, internal weapons bay. Missiles and bombs are stored inside the aircraft. No external pylons, no exposed weapons, no radar reflection. Fourth, edge alignment. Every panel, door, and surface edge is precisely aligned to the same set of angles, minimizing radar reflection to an absolute minimum. An enemy radar operator is not looking for a jet. He might be looking at what appears to be a bird, and by the time he realizes his mistake, the missile has already been fired. One airframe, three completely different aircraft. The F-35 Alpha, the workhorse, built for conventional runways, operated by the United States Air Force and exported to over 17 allied nations. The most produced and most widely deployed variant by a wide margin. The F-35 Bravo, the Marine Corps crown jewel, short takeoff, vertical landing. This aircraft can hover like a helicopter, operate from small amphibious assault ships, and land in a field clearing if the mission demands it. No other supersonic combat jet on Earth can do what the Bravo variant does. The F-35 Charlie, the Navy's carrier-borne variant. Larger folding wings for increased lift. Reinforced landing gear to survive the brutal impact of arrested landings on aircraft carriers at sea. One aircraft platform, 3 completely different missions. That was the promise of the Joint Strike Fighter, and despite the cost, it delivered. Stealth gets you undetected, but once you're in the fight, the F-35's real weapon reveals itself. Sensor fusion, the AN/APG-81. AESA radar is one of the most advanced airborne radar systems ever built. It tracks dozens of targets simultaneously while jamming enemy radar systems at the same time. The electro-optical distributed aperture system. 6 infrared cameras embedded around the entire airframe. The pilot can look down through the cockpit floor and see the ground below, through the fuselage, through solid aircraft skin. The helmet-mounted display, a multi-million-dollar heads-up system built into the pilot's visor. Targeting data, threat warnings, radar contacts, all projected directly onto the pilot's field of vision. Internal weapons include 2 AIM-120 beyond visual range air-to-air missiles and 2 2,000-pound GPS-guided bombs, all carried invisibly inside the airframe. All sensor data, radar, infrared, electronic warfare and communications is fused into one single coherent picture on the pilot's display. No switching between systems, no information overload. The F-35 pilot sees the entire battlefield at once. This is not a fighter aircraft, it is a flying command center. Theory is one thing, combat is another. 2018, Israeli Air Force, F-35 Gan-I Adir variant. The first confirmed combat use of the F-35 anywhere in the world. Israeli F-35s penetrated Syrian and Lebanese airspace. Undetected, they conducted precision strikes against Iranian-backed targets while sophisticated Russian-made air defense systems failed to track them. The Israeli Air Force later confirmed the mission publicly, a moment that sent shockwaves through the global air defense community. 2018, United States Marine Corps. F-35 Bravo aircraft conduct the first American combat strikes with the F-35 in Afghanistan. United States Air Force F-35 Alphas operate continuously over Syria and Iraq, not just as strike platforms, but as airborne intelligence hubs feeding real-time battlefield data to Allied ground forces below. 2022, Russia invades Ukraine. NATO F-35s operate in the region for airspace monitoring and reconnaissance missions. The consistent result across every single deployment: 0 F-35 losses, 0 confirmed detections by hostile radar. Critics remain cautious. The F-35 has not yet faced a truly peer-level adversary armed with the most advanced Russian or Chinese air defense systems. The ultimate test has not yet arrived. How does the F-35 compare to the best aircraft the world has to offer? The F-22 Raptor, America's dedicated air superiority fighter. Faster, higher ceiling, perhaps the deadliest dogfighter ever built. But it was never designed for deep strike missions. The F-35 was. Russia's Su-57 Felon, impressive on paper, advanced aerodynamics, but production numbers remain critically low fewer than 20 combat-ready aircraft after more than a decade of development. China's J-20 Chengdu. Beijing's answer to Western fifth-generation dominance. Real stealth capability, but exact performance remains classified. Western analysts are genuinely divided on how it compares in close combat. Here is the F-35's strategic advantage that no specification sheet can capture. It is not just an aircraft, it is a network. 17 nations, over 1,000 aircraft, all flying the same platform, all sharing the same sensor data, all connected on the same battlefield communication network. A Norwegian F-35 over the Arctic can share targeting data with a Japanese F-35 over the Pacific in near real time. No adversary on Earth has built anything like that. The critics have never gone quiet. Cost overruns, maintenance nightmares, software glitches, a program that has been called a flying scandal as often as it has been called a miracle. And yet, here it is, over 1,000 delivered, 17 nations operating it, 0 combat losses. The 2030s will bring the next evolution, the next generation air dominance program, America's 6th generation aircraft, designed to fly alongside F-35s as a loyal AI-powered wingman, or eventually as its successor. AI-assisted targeting, autonomous drone wingmen, the era of the manned fighter is not ending, it is transforming. The question was never whether the F-35 was worth the price. The question was always simpler than that. If a war breaks out tomorrow, over your skies, over your cities, over your allies, would you rather have 500 F-35s in the air or not? F-35 Lightning II. Extraordinary, expensive, controversial, irreplaceable. That was the F-35 Lightning II in full. If you made it this far, you already know this is not just another fighter jet. This is a paradigm shift in how wars will be fought. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button. It helps more people find Apex Military Tech. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Every week, we break down the weapons, aircraft, and defense technology that are reshaping the balance of global power. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you in the next one. This is Apex Military Tech. Stay sharp.